Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about some of the most dominant heroes of the Arlington Major. These are also heroes you should be considering in your pubs if you want to get ahead of the meta. On top of that, I will also mention that I think some of these heroes will get nerfed in the upcoming patch. Hopefully, there'll be a patch soon. The last patch was on 6/8/22. It is currently 8/8. It's been 2 months. Hopefully we'll get a patch soon. I guess 2 months is not terribly long. But either way, it would be exciting to get some new content, new heroes, and let's get into the top heroes that are good right now that you can be abusing. So we're going to be looking primarily at the win rate in the Arlington Major and talking about heroes that have very, very high win rates. And let's get into it. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like literally with the Game Leap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game Leap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. Alright, so the first hero I want to talk about is VISAGE. He currently has an 88% win rate that is being 8-1 over 9 games, a really crazy win rate. This is actually a hero that was incredibly popular as of late and didn't get nerfed, and yet it fell out of popularity. I think the main reason for that is the hero was sort of figured out. People learned to pick certain response picks to it, such as Bristleback, right, rose into the meta. However, I think if you know what your lane is, for instance, if the enemy picks a carry Alchemist or something like a Medusa, something that isn't really going to pressure the VISAGE very much in lane, VISAGE is one of the most dominant heroes in the mid game. On top of that, VISAGE is currently the highest win rate hero in Dota buff right now, and so if you're looking for a hero to master that's a little bit difficult, but is very powerful right now, and honestly might not even get nerfed, like, I'll be honest, I think there's honestly a good chance it won't even get nerfed next patch, only because it just isn't that popular in the pro scene right now, right? It's getting picked a little, it's got 9 games, but that's nothing compared to the 60 games of Puck, a hero we'll talk about later on. A couple of honorable mentions as well is PUDGE, who is currently 7-1. He's only lost 1 game out of 8 games. That's crazy. It's insane. This hero, I really watched an impressive replay that I didn't unfortunately make a video on, but I watched a really impressive replay where this PUDGE had a lane against a Monkey King, and he had this, like, the same net worth as the Monkey King at minute, I think it was minute 12, and it just blew me away because this guy's hard countered a lane. He could barely approach the creep wave, but by hooking range creeps and drawing aggro, and then hooking the large camp, and well, actually a few large camps, quite a lot of large camps, he was able to keep up on net worth. It was unbelievable to me. And then this hero just scales so well, farms fast, mispositions people. I honestly believe PUDGE is very undervalued as a hero right now. I think it's very flexible, and honestly, I don't even think it's a bad support. Not kidding, I actually think this hero is a pretty decent support. Next up is Storm. I'm not going to tell you Storm is that good. It's literally the worst win rate hero in Dota buff. So I don't recommend picking Storm in your pubs. I would like to mention that it's currently 7-1, which is crazy to me. Like, genuinely crazy to me. But here we are. Storm is 7-1. I don't know what to say. Earthspear is currently 7-2, and Lone Druid is also 7-2 right now. This is another hero. In terms of good pub heroes, I think Lone Druid is a very good pub hero. It doesn't lose like any lanes. So, you know, let's assuming you're second facing your hero and you're afraid of getting countered. Lone Druid is a very good hero for that. You know, it just doesn't really have very many bad matchups, at least in lane. It can get away with basically everything to some extent, and it recovers well even if it has like a pretty bad lane. The hero farms very quickly. Next up is CHEN. This is easily the most surprising hero of the tournament, at least to me. CHEN currently at a 71% win rate over 28 games, putting CHEN at 20-8. You heard that right. On top of that, on Dota buff, CHEN is also one of the highest win rate heroes in the game. He's currently at 52.8% win rate, which is incredible. And there's a couple reasons why CHEN is so popular, at least from what I've been seeing. So the first thing is he's a hard counter to unit heroes, right? Because he can take over their Helm Dom creep early game. So he shuts down Beastmaster, right? Takes over the board, takes over the wolves, right? He's a good counter to these heroes. He kind of prevents teams from picking these heroes to an extent. So he's a good answer to these heroes. I think the mech timing on CHEN is just incredible because you don't have to buy boots on CHEN. You can just start with headdress and you can just rush a mech. And all of a sudden you have like a 10-minute mech. And you show up to these early game team fights with a mech. And Mech's just a good item. Like, it's so much healing for how much it costs, right? And what's insane about Mech is it's 275 healing. That's 275 pure damage, right? I mean, that's insane. It's an insane amount of healing in the early game. I honestly think Mech is frankly an undervalued item. It also only costs 100 mana. It used to cost way more to cast Mech. It's only 100 mana, really not that mana intensive. So if you have a level 6 Chen, right, and then you have Mech, all of a sudden in the early game, I mean, it's insane, right? It's insane because at level 10, Chen gives 200 health. And then this is the weirdest part. For 10 seconds, right? 10 seconds afterwards, you get 20 HP per second. This means that Chen's Hand of God at level 1 is a 400 heal on everybody. Over time, of course, but on everyone. Then you mech them. That's 675 health early game. Like, what in the world? That is so much healing. So I really believe the hero, it's so good at taking over the early game just because of the healing. Then on top of that, it's good for Roshing. It's literally one of the best Roshan heroes in the game because of Penitence. And the main build that I like is the Max Penitence build with Max Holy Persuasion. Maxed out Penitence is 120 attack speed. That is insane. It's also for 8 seconds on an 11-second cooldown. It's a 36% slow. Penitence is a wild ability. Penitence, am I saying that right, guys? Penitence, whatever it is, this ability is crazy. It really, really is. So honestly, Chen, I'm surprised the hero isn't even getting picked more. Even in pubs, I think it takes a little bit of micro to get down, but I do believe that it is very, very strong. Next up is Enigma at 10 and 4. I don't really know why. I think the hero is solid, but a little bit surprised to see this. I think people are just getting caught off guard. Enigma is just a good hero. You know, it's a very well-rounded hero. I think Midnight Pulse and Vessel are very good against a lot of the tanky heroes that are meta right now, such as Lone Druid and Bristleback and Chaos Knight and so on. So I do think that Enigma has pretty good matchups in the meta right now. I will say that. Lycan is 8 and 4, just classic unit hero, popping off. Dragonite is actually 7 and 3 right now. I played Dragonite in a pub recently and it felt very good. So if you're looking for a reliable stun hero, I think Dragonite is the best by far. Also probably a good response to the very meta hero that is Puck. I'm talking about Puck. Puck over 60 games. A crazy amount of games. It has a 63% win rate. Crazy. 63% win rate over 60 games. That is 38 wins and 22 losses. If you haven't been spamming Puck and you're a mid lane player, it is definitely a free MMR hero. Just a solid lane. Really doesn't lose lane to many heroes. Even though it's... Honestly, I don't even consider Puck an incredible laner, but if you get good at it and you learn when to orb, like when to shove the wave, when to push it in, how to double wave early on, the hero like really does not lose a lot of matchups, especially not the heroes like Void Spirit and Ember that are commonly picked against it. It does fine. And so from there, it just dominates the mid game. Its talents are honestly broken. I think the Octarine core timing with level 20, the Waning Rift cooldown is frankly an insane timing. Illusory Orb cooldown at 10. It's like this hero just has 0 cooldowns later on into the game. I mean, it's insane because Blink Dagger gets lowered by Octarine too. All of a sudden, you're just in and out, in and out, in and out, permanently silencing people. It's crazy stuff. It's really crazy stuff what Puck can do in the mid to late game. Next up is Bristleback. Not surprisingly, the hero has a 60% win rate. Not getting picked as much as I thought this hero actually would be, but it's 9 and 6 nonetheless, winning 60% of its games. BATRIDER, a bit of a more surprising hero to me, but becoming popular, is 13 and 9 right now. Not broken, but pretty good, and being played actually as an offlaner nowadays. Just as much as he's being picked as a mid, which is pretty cool. And finally, last but not least, is DAWNBREAKER. Even though I don't think this hero is overpowered by any means, and even maybe slightly overhyped, it does have a 55% win rate, and that's over 27 games, which is only 3 more wins than losses at 15 wins and 12 losses. So I do not think DAWNBREAKER is honestly a broken hero. I think Wyvern, who's pretty meta, is a pretty hard counter to Dawn. I think Nyx is pretty good against Dawn. I think there's a couple matchups that actually are pretty hard counters to Dawn. But either way, she's such a flexible hero in the draft that, especially in the pro scene, it works. I think in pubs, Dawn's an incredible hero as well. You can basically always get away with a good lane. And if you dominate your lane and then learn to split the map and only TP into fights, you can get a really early Holy Locket into Ag's timing. Or actually, I'm a much bigger fan of Ag's Rush. I actually don't really like Holy Locket on DAWNBREAKER at all. I'm very unimpressed. The only reason why I think it's okay and solid is you can lead the lane with like headdress, kind of, but even then you need too many mana items, so not really. But it does build from mana boots, which you sort of want to buy, so you can disassemble them and then it's cheap. But I don't know, I'm a much bigger fan of Ag's. I think the Axe on Dawnbreaker is pretty OP in certain games, giving 60% evasion and so much damn healing on your ulti. It's really impressive. But yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash a like button and subscribe to the channel. It's been an absolute pleasure telling you about the meta heroes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.